Females do it for one simple reason, they have the options, okay? They want to be chased, they want to be hunted, they want to make it difficult for a man to connect with them. And what happens is that pride will, if that's not being detained, controlled, or recognized, what happens is that particular pride will make them feel like they can get anyone at any time, anywhere, any place. Hello everyone, this is Geoffrey Henderson, and thank you so much for coming to our Innocent Love YouTube channel and our Geoffrey and Sherry. Really appreciate you guys being here today. So today we're going to talk about a topic that I thought was interesting. It's called playing hard to get. The topic is regarding dating, and this is something that is, for me personally, a long time ago, since I've been with Sherry for a long time. But however, I still remember some of the scenarios back then, even though maybe it's just a little bit of remembrance. But I also did some study about that and also watched some other videos last week regarding this as well. So I wanted to talk about that because it is very important, especially if you are a very young person and you want to be in a relationship, whether you are male or female, okay? So anyway, what is actually playing hard to get? It is basically pretty much what it sounds like, you're making it very difficult for the other person to connect with you, okay? And you know what? It doesn't only be with females, even though most of the time it is the females that actually play this game. It is also males that do this. They're also like playing around and they're uncertain. They go into a relationship and they're making it very difficult for the female to connect with him as well. And so it also counts for the man. But however, it is still in today's modern age, it is still the female who does it most of the time. Okay, and why are they doing it? Okay, I think I went off course. What is it exactly? I already said it, but however, there's a deeper picture of that, okay? Because there's a certain amount of motivation of why we're doing this, I think personally as a female, why females do this is because inside of them, they think they are that great of a person, I think typically females that are very outwardly beautiful, they have a sense of pride in them, and I think the sense of pride really came from all the attention they have gotten from all the males, whether it is out in public, maybe it's on social media, they have a lot of followers. So what happens is it creates a sense of pride in them, okay? And what happens is that pride will, if that's not being detained, controlled, or recognized, what happens is that particular pride will make them feel like they can get anyone at any time, anywhere, any place, okay? And what happens is that they have a selective mindset where basically they can be with this guy, they can be with this guy, and this guy, and this guy, okay? And so they have a lot of options, okay? They have a lot of choices, especially when they're very young, okay? Like, in their early 20s or even late teens, that's usually when the female looks the most prettiest in general. And then as they get older, I'm talking about from a shallow point of view right now, they become more and more unattractive, but obviously that does not count for people who really love a person, who really care, because most of the time a person who really loves somebody else really focuses on the inside, the inner beauty of a person, okay? So however, playing hard to get, well, females do it for one simple reason, they have the options, okay? They want to be chased, they want to be hunted, they want to make it difficult for a man to connect with them, and sometimes they just have all these choices, and because they have all these choices, they make it very difficult for one person to get in contact with them, because they may have a focus on another guy that they really want, Most of the time the females, they're playing hard to get because they're so pretty, because they're so beautiful, they really want to be with this particular chat. They want to be with this guy who's like really out of his league, out of her league, even much better looking than her. Maybe he's very wealthy, maybe he's very rich. So he is or she is really in pursuit of that particular person, which makes it really difficult for all the other guys out there who really want to connect with her to be in contact with her, because she's playing hard to get. Because inside, she really don't want to be with them people, okay? Maybe she's okay with a one-night stand, but being in a serious relationship, she usually brushes them off because she wants to go for that person who is on the very, very top, when it comes to like a financial, good-looking, reputation, being that tough guy, all that kind of stuff, So what happens is that those females are really only out there for one thing. They want to find the chat. They want to find the good-looking guy, the guy who has everything, who has a lot of money, who has a lot of income. Okay, let me take it back for 1 second, okay? Not every pretty woman does that, okay? I'll make this very clear, I'm not saying that everyone. I'm talking about the particular women who have fallen into the deception of their beauty, of their own beauty, fallen into the deception, and they became very prideful in it because of all the attention that they have gotten. And inside, they don't know how to handle this. They think it's something, oh man, every guy loves me. Every girl looks at me. Every guy looks at me, and they don't know how to handle this. And they have this pride inside of them saying, hey, if all these guys like me so much, if all these guys are really chasing me, man, I can choose the best one. Why am I so picky? Why am I so open-minded to all these guys? If everyone wants me, I might as well go ahead and get the best one. Okay? I might as well go out there and get the best one. So they're automatically switching over to this mentality mindset, making it very difficult for every other person to get them. And that's how they play hard to get. Okay? I personally believe that this is extremely immature, and I have to warn you as a female who has this mentality mindset. Yes, you may be young. Yes, you may be pretty. You may be good looking. You may have all the guys chasing you right now. But there comes a time when that will be over. Okay? A lot of females out there think that this will last forever, and what happens is as they get older and wiser and start to mature, and what happens and their skin starts to wrinkle, the attention will become less and less. Because honestly, nowadays, most of the guys out there, even though the guys that are older, they are always more. I'm not saying every guy, okay? Let me put this very clear. I'm not like one of those guys. But there are guys out there, they always want to have the young girl, the young female, the young woman. They don't want to have any older women's in their 40s, women's in their 50s. They're interested in that. They want to have the young. And guess what? The young girls, they like the older men. They're into the guys that are 40, 50, 60 years old, okay? They're into this. So it works perfectly. So you as a female, if you have this mentality mindset and you have this, I can get anyone at any time, as you get older, as you grow up, what's going to happen is that you will get less and less guys chasing you. And your line of choice, your line of selections of guys out there will become slimmer and slimmer and smaller and smaller. And what happens is then all of a sudden you start to wake up and you start to get desperate and trying now to find a guy. And then all of a sudden you start to realize that it's becoming more difficult to even get a simple guy. We're not talking about chats anymore. We're not talking about those rich, good-looking guys, but we're talking about a simple guy. You can't even get those anymore. And you start to panic and you start to get desperate. And what happens is if you're not careful enough, you're going to be winding up alone, maybe finding a guy who just wants to have sex with you, but don't care about anything else about you, because you let your youth, you let your youth and your good looks go to waste by playing around and jumping around from one guy to the next, having one night stands, looking for this chat out there, and you wasted all your life, and now you're alone, miserable, sad, a single female who is in her 40s, 50s, or 60s even, okay? So you always have to remember that it comes with a price, okay? I personally suggest if you're in your early teens, let me say late teens, okay? We don't want to do anything here that is like, not appropriate on YouTube, okay? Late teens, okay? 18 years and up, okay? If you have a lot of choice, if you find someone who really likes you, first of all, don't look at all these shallow stuff about that guy, okay? You have to look at the guy from the inside, and you have to see if this guy really loves you for who you are as a person, okay? Yes, they may also be very attracted to you physically because you're young and beautiful, but remember, because you have all these choices, it is very important for you to be open-minded and really find a person who really cares about you. So yes, you want to kind of like explore and get to know different people so that you find the right person, but don't shut them off and look for this high out there, okay? Because most of the time, those chats, those good-looking guys, they are just like you in a different way. They know they're wealthy. They know they have a lot of money. They know a lot of women pursue them because of their status, because of their wealth, because of their reputation. They do the same thing that you may want to do with your looks. They may gonna look around and say, I'm gonna take this woman. I take this woman next time. They have the same mentality. Okay, you both players. Okay, you both players, you play around, you keep missing the opportunity. You keep missing the opportunity to be a real man. Because at the end of the day, every woman, I personally believe, wants to have a serious romantic relationship at some point. Maybe not at the beginning, but that's why I'm here to try to get this mindset out of your head, because this is unsatisfying. You will never find true love that way. Okay, so just remember this, okay? When you find somebody who really likes you, take a second look, okay? Get to know the person, because that person may have the right intentions for you. He wants to really be with you. He really cares about you. He wants to be in a serious relationship with you because he truly loves you, okay? So just keep this in mind, okay? So playing hard to get, I personally think that this is a deception, that this can make you single for the rest of your life if you're not careful. So take advantage of your youth, go out there and find somebody quickly, a good person, not one of those chats, okay? A person who really cares about you while you're young, because when you get older, that maybe never happen ever again. All right, with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. If you like this video, make sure you like, share, and comment. Really appreciate that. Until then, we'll see you next week. Peace out.